Hello everybody, and welcome to today's Wolf Kiff walk around. This one isn't your usual stereotypical sort of Wolf Kiff walk around. This one is kind of like a car review as well. It's not necessarily a car you wouldn't see. It's not necessarily a car that's rare or interesting in a lot of ways, but it is one that a lot of people would consider buying. So I thought I would, whilst I've actually got one of these for a day, and I'm going to be completing like a 200 plus mile journey in it, I thought I would do a up close and personal Wolf Kiff walk around, just in case any of you guys might be thinking about buying one of these. So yeah, I will crack on with it now. And if you like it, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the bit underneath. Yeah, so the car I'm talking about is the Mk7 Fiesta in the UK, Mk7 if you're in other countries possibly. And these are the brand new shape. And after looking at the outside and the styling, I do quite like it. It's not an ugly car. It's very nice. Let's have a look at the interior. The boot space is quite good, to be fair. It's not got a great deal of space forwards to back, but it's got quite a nice on the way back, which is good. And the inside, very, very pretty inside the car. And now we move to the back seats. It's got quite a nice room in it. This is with the front seats actually put back quite a way. You've still got a bit of leg room in here. It's quite nice. 3 seat belts, 3 seats, which is good because a lot of the modern cars are becoming 4-seaters. And now we move on to the front seating area. And as you can see, it's quite a pretty cockpit to sit in as well. This is the unleaded petrol model. 6-speed box, which is always quite good. It's got a nice sort of media sort of centre or display in the centre of the dash as well. And it's just quite a nice place to be honest. And here is the driving position. Yeah, let's have a quick look under the engine bay. I don't even know what power plant's in this vehicle. I've not even had a proper look at it yet. So yeah, I'm just going to pop this bonnet and have a quick look. Here we have the 1 litre EcoBoost engine. Just give it a quick check over before the long road trip later. But a lot of power for a little engine, these. Be interesting to see how it performs on the road. I have to admit, this car is actually quite a nice little place to be. It's got a lot of good features on it, like it's got total closure and total opening with the key, where you hold the unlock button to open all the windows and lock button to lock it all up. It's got air conditioning, which is great on a day like today, and it's got like Bluetooth. It's got quite a few good little things on it as well, so it's quite a nice place to be. Right. So considering this thing is a 1 litre, really has got some punch to it. Obviously it's a little bit better higher up in the rev range than what would be economical for fuel going uphill, but we're up quite a steep hill and we're keeping up with the cars ahead. For a 1 litre car back in the old days, that would be unheard of. We're cruising quite nicely at 60 in the 60. It really has got an impressive amount of get up and go for a 1 litre turbo. This car is really quite, it has surprised me a little bit. Like I say, it has got a lovely get up and go. It doesn't feel like a 1 litre, not even a little bit. It really doesn't feel like a 1 litre. It feels like something a lot bigger. I mean, the revs, you have to get them quite high to get the power in, but it's not too bad. It does pull away really well because the gears are quite close. So you are changing through the gears quite quickly, which means acceleration is fantastic. And it has shocked me a little bit because I always wondered, especially with the reliability side of the EcoBoost engine, which is in this, I did wonder why there would be a lot of people bothering really. It did make me wonder because yeah, I always thought, what's the point? But I tell you what, this little car to drive is sort of winning me over a little bit, and I'm guessing that with it being 1 litre and everything, obviously the insurance is going to be cheaper as well for new drivers, which is again another massive thing which sells cars these days. And but yeah, I'll have to have a look and see what the fuel miles per gallon, as well as I've got the car, is an average of 49.2, which is, again, with the price of fuel and everything the way it is at the minute, that's another massive selling factor for a modern car. So I am quite impressed with this so far. Brakes quite responsive as well, which is quite nice. It actually broke harder than I was expecting to. It was it has got quite a nice setup. Now, I just wanted to stop a second to say, to be honest, the interior of this car feels quite nice quality, like it's padded leather steering wheel. And the buttons, they've got no, it's not like the old click click you get on the old sort of Fords I'm used to, like my old KA and things like that. This is a completely different class. Like the handbrake's got nice stitched leather, so is the gear stick, gear knob, and all the buttons. They're just, like I say, just nice, and the heater vents are lovely to move, and just, it is generally quite a nice place to be. The only thing that I would say is looking at these window buttons, you can see they're all cracked and everything, which suggests that they might not be the nicest quality, like the quality build, but I mean, it's weird, it feels like it is. So whether it's somebody who's been a bit rough with them, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just not a bad place to be. Excuse the wobbly camera angle. It's the suspension is reasonably stiff, but not stiff that's uncomfortable. It's not rattling my fillings out my mouth, but it's responsive. I quite like it. It's almost like when you've got a car with adjustable suspension, you put it into like active mode, dynamic mode, or sports mode. It really handles the road really well. It's almost effortless. Like turning the steering wheel and things like that is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so another thing I will say that I really like about this car is it's got a manual handbrake, which is great, opposed to the electric ones. Not that there's anything wrong with them. It's down to, that comes down to the mechanic in me. I prefer it because, I don't know, I've seen quite a few of these electric handbrakes where the brake caliper will stick on and the electrics will go wrong and you won't be able to get it off. The worst things happen with these handbrakes is the ratchet and the lever will go so you can't pull it on, or the cable will snap so you can't put it on. But you can usually 99% of the time drive your car to a garage if something goes wrong with manual handbrake, whereas the electric ones seem to be a slightly different matter. So that is another thing I really like about this. And I'd like to say that it's not often that electric handbrakes do go wrong, but when they do, they can be a bit of a nightmare. But I suppose it's the same as anything really, same as the engines, but if they don't go wrong, they're fantastic. But if they do, they can be a financial nightmare. Yeah, I mean, one thing I was going to say, I mean, this car, I mean, like I say, at the minute we're on the motorway, and as you can see, it's still very quiet. I'm averaging between 60 and 70 miles per gallon. I mean, it's sitting at 90 at the minute. We're on a slight downward stretch. But yeah, I mean, do I like this car? Yeah, I mean, and I respect it for what the power outage is in this small little engine. But I mean, and if you know any of my friends, or if you know me, you'll know that I've never been the biggest Ford fan. I've never hated Fords. I've just never found them as anything to get excited for personally. That's my personal opinion. I've always been more Vauxhall. I always liked the Cavaliers over the Sierras. I always liked and I always liked the Astra over the Escort and things like that. I mean, this is just my general sort of opinion. But I mean, to be honest, this car is good. I mean, it's a really good little car. Excuse that butting in. But yes, I would say that this would be a great little car, and I would be happy with it as a commuter, as a daily, provided I had something else at home that was a bit more fun, a bit more power, and yeah, then I'd be willing to have something like this. And that's a big, massive statement from me, because I mean, to be honest, I don't think I'd ever have the ecoboost model, but I wouldn't mind one of these. But yeah, I hope this helps some of you guys out. Anyway, have a bit of a closer look around the car. Sorry I haven't really gone into that many features of it. I'll try to when I get a chance, see if I can add that into the video. But yeah, I was going to say, because it's got, I don't know if I've said it before, but it's got electric windows all round, electric mirrors, heated mirrors, folding mirrors as well, which I quite like, which fold when you lock them, which is really good. It's got cruise control, which I'm using in a minute to make sure I don't go over the speed limit. It's got Bluetooth, which you can control from the steering wheel as well. It's got a full onboard computer, which I can see, which is in the gauge cluster, which is fantastic. The aircon is lovely and ice cold. It's not the biggest car, but it's got quite a lot of storage in here, which is quite good. It's even got like a little sunroof glasses holder up here in the roof, which is fantastic. It's got sat-nav, radio, Bluetooth. It's quite a nice car, really. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and it may have helped a couple of you out. If so, don't forget to let us know by hitting a like and a subscribe below this video. And also, don't forget that we are not just on YouTube, but we are on other social media platforms as well. So have a look and check us out there for little sneak peeks. I shall see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more content, and don't forget that notification bell to keep you up to date. Thanks, guys. See you again soon.